Yo, what up? This is a new episode right here. This will be volume 27 of my rap update. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all. Y'all guys must know the deal. Y'all guys know I'm gonna be reviewing classic hip hop albums non-stop. You know what I mean? The album, this is gonna be the 20th anniversary edition. Reason being because I'm gonna be reviewing the album that just turned 20 years old today. This album right here is a fucking masterpiece. Some of y'all might hate this label, but I don't give a fuck. This is one of the best hip hop albums I've ever heard in my entire life. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this album that we're gonna talk about for tonight would definitely have to be this album right here. Juvenile's third album, 400 Degreez, released in 1998. Yeah, y'all. Y'all got some sort of dope about this album, 400 Degreez. You know what I'm saying? Juvenile, released in 1998. Y'all guys must know who Juvenile is. It's an MC from New Orleans, Louisiana, part of the whole Cash Money, Hot Boys, Cash Money Millionaires and shit like that. Um, like I said, this is his third album released in 1998. This was released 1 year after his second album, Soldier Rags, was came out back in 1997. It's a dope album, by the way. Um, this album, 400 Degreez, this will be considered the album that put Cash Money on the map. Like this, the album that just put them out there, like blew them the fuck up. Because you gotta understand, this came out around the same time when No Limit was, Master P and No Limit was just running shit in the game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, Cash Money, they were known, but they was not really out there like that. They was more in the underground circuit of things like that. You know what I mean? Like they were more independent. Like they was like in a bounce type circuit, because if you're from New Orleans, you guys must know about the bounce genre and stuff like that. And a lot of people might think 400 Degreez, this album is actually Juvenile's first album. No, it's not. He came out with an album back in 1995 called Being Myself. With that, but that album was released way before he was signed with Cash Money, and that album's actually out of print and it's very hard to come by. And I did not even hear that album. I might check it out. And he was actually, I think he was 19 when he came out that album. You know what I'm saying? And he was signed, Cash Money, Birdman and his brother Slim. You know what I'm saying? And in 1997, Juvenile came out with his second album, Soldier Rags. You know what I'm saying? That was like his first album on Cash Money. You know what I'm saying? Because Being Myself, that album right there was released through Warlock Records. That was like more of an independent label in a way. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And because that album was released around time, like I said, that album was released around a time when No Limit was just running shit. And y'all guys must know that Cash Money and No Limit, they're like crosstown rivals. You know what I mean? Like No Limit, Cash Money, they've been beefing not too long now. You know what I'm saying? So, around like a year later, 98, Juvenile came out with the first single off the album, High. Fucking dope song right there. Love that track, you know what I'm saying? And very dope video. Love the video. It's like a little, just gives you like a inside look in the Magnolia projects where Hot Boys reside, the Cash Money and shit. So love the beat right there. That song just went over people's heads around the time. Juvenile was just asking questions. Like that shit was so raw. It was so grimy. You know what I mean? It was definitely ahead of its time. That song just really made me a fan of Juvie. You know what I'm saying? And that song really made me check out this album. You know what I'm saying? So once High came, like, and that song came out, you know, around like late 98, around like late October, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Um and that's what people really started getting the attention, you know what I'm saying, for to Juvenile and Cash Money. Cause that was actually a very big song around that time, you know what I'm saying? So in a month later, November 98, Juvenile came off this album right here, 400 Degreez, you know what I'm saying? The singles as I'm known for is High, Back That Ass Up, or aka Back That Thing Up, and Follow Me Now. All three have videos for. You know what I'm saying? The producers on this album are Birdman, Ronald Slim Williams, who's Baby's brother, his older brother and shit, and Manny Fresh. The guest appearances on this album are the Cash Money Millionaires, Hot Boys, and Big Timers, and Jay Z. In fact, Jay Z was actually the only guest appearance outside of Cash Money. In fact, he was actually the first East Coast artist to make a song with Cash Money. Cash Money, they're a Southern record label and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and he appeared on the last track, the High remix. You know what I mean? And this album, 400 Degreez, was actually Juvenile's best-selling album to date. You know what I'm saying? And it was certified 4 times platinum in 1999. And also the album actually won an R&B album of the year in the 1999 Billboard Music Awards. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's get on to tracks. All right, because this album right here is fucking fire, yo. Love this shit. Well, some almost every song of the album is more braggadocial, but Juvenile just giving you like his tales of how he came up. You know what I'm saying? Like in his stomping grounds. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Track number 1, intro, Big Timers. That features Manny Fresh, just Manny Fresh just speaking, just talking, you know what I mean? Just giving like a little future presentation on how the album's gonna be like. Manny Fresh, he's a very underrated producer, man. Like people don't really give Manny Fresh, any credit because people when it comes to certain hip hop fans, they really hate No Limit and Cash Money. You know what I'm saying? But but that beat right there is banging. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I like that shit right there. Manny Fresh always had the hottest beats from around like the late 90s and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It comes with track number 2, High. First single off the album. Love that song. One of my favorite songs off this album. One of my favorite Southern hip hop songs of all time. One of my favorite hip hop songs, period, man. I mean, like, Juvenile was just asking you questions with the at the end with the phrase, huh? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's you with that badass Benz, huh? That joint right there is so ill, man. That's a ghetto anthem right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that song, that song is not has 1998 written all over your fucking face, man. Just fucking love this song right here, 400 Degreez. High. You know what I mean? Like, that's a classic. You know what I mean? And Jay-Z appeared on the remix on the last track. You know what I'm saying? Dope video. You know what I mean? Like, you see Lil Wayne in them, Turk, BG, Birdman, Manny Fresh. Like, you really see you see the ghetto side of New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? That was very dope. Love that joint. Um, Track number 3, Gon' Ride With Me. Another dope track right there. You know what I mean? Banger. Juvenile kills it. Definitely does his thing. You know what I mean? Um, Track number 4, Floss and Season, featuring Big Thomas, BG, and Lil Wayne. Another dope posse cut. You know what I mean? They all did their thing. You know what I mean? Very dope beat by Manny Fresh. You know what I mean? That's a classic. You know what I'm saying? Track number 5, Ghetto Children. One of my favorite songs of this album right here. I mean, like, that chorus. Oh, in fact, well, that contained like the chorus. He used the same chorus at the track Soldier Rag. You know what I mean? From his second album. So I had to throw that out there. You know what I mean? He used the same chorus from that. But yeah, back to Ghetto Children. Love that song. Definitely one of my favorites off the album. Love the chorus. Love that beat. Juvenile just killed that shit. You know what I mean? Like, like, just the ordinary day in the life in New Orleans, pretty much, in the Magnolia Projects. Like, that, this is, oh my God, man. I could just play that track any other goddamn day. You know what I'm saying? Track number 6, Follow Me Now. Love that song. That was actually a single. You know what I mean? There's a video for that. Definitely love that beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, it definitely has that, that Mexican, salsa type, vibe to it. You know what I mean? Manny Fresh was a fool for that one. You know what I mean? Like, you see Juvie, the Cash Money clique in the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking dope, man. Track number 7, Cash Money Concert. That was like more of a skit. You hear like Cats performing live at the Cash Money concert and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Welcome track number 8, Welcome to Anoia featuring Turk. Another dope track, just letting everybody know, welcome to the Magnolia Projects, what goes on in the hood, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the biggest Turk fan, but he actually did his thing. Turk, he's an acquired taste for me. He's a part of the whole Hot Boys and shit. Um, yeah, that was actually dope. Me and Duffy Lux that like that song a lot, fucks with it. Track number 9, UTP featuring Hot Boys and Birdman. Another dope track. Birdman, fuck him. I mean, like, it's something about Birdman. He's like the modern day Jerry Heller, if you ask me. Like, the dude is a snake. Fuck him. You know what I mean? But they all did the thing. Definitely like that track. You know what I mean? Just going to it. You know what I mean? Because, UTP, New Orleans, what they have to call it. Track number 10, Run Forward, featuring Lil Wayne. Love that song right there. I'm not really like a Lil Wayne fan. I don't know, man. I was never really but he actually did his thing on that joint. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna front. I love the beat. You know what I mean? Like that joint is so hot. You know what I'm saying? Classic. Track number 11, Hot Boys remix, featuring the Hot Boys. Dope track right there. I remember hearing that on the movie Baller Blocking, which came out 2 years later in 2000. That movie was okay, but the soundtrack was dope for what it was. You know what I mean? Remember, like, I like how the way the song started off when you heard Julie talking about, you better run, Forrest, run, Forrest, run, run, Forrest, run, Forrest, run. Forrest Gump, as y'all guys must know by now on. Yeah, that beat by Manny Fresh is knocking. Like, that joint just hit. If you play that shit in your car, man, that shit will fucking bang. Straight up, yo. Track number 12, Rich Niggas, featuring Lil Wayne, Manny Fresh, Turk, and Papa Roo. Another dope posse cut right there. You know what I'm saying? Manny Fresh did his thing. Lil Wayne, Papa Roo, I think it's like a singer or some shit like that. I'm not sure. Turk, they all, delivered on this joint right here. You know what I'm saying? Comes to track number 13, Back That Ass Up, featuring Manny Fresh and Lil Wayne. Everybody should know about that song right there. Like, that was a very big song back in 1999. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was everywhere. Like, like, if you play that shit like in the club, yo, motherfuckers will go crazy. Like, it's like the track for the bitches, like to shake their ass. It's that signature New Orleans bounce. They was playing that shit in a block party like 2 months ago. You know what I mean? That was a very big song, still big today. You know what I'm saying? Track number 14, Off Top, featuring Big Timers. One of my favorite tracks of this album. Definitely fucking love that beat by Manny Fresh. You know what I mean? Juvenile bodied that shit. You know what I mean? Like, classic shit, man. This is Cash Money in a prime, in a rawest form, if you ask me. Cash Money from 1997 to 2000 was one of Cash Money's best years in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? Track number 15, After Cash Money concert skit. That's like a little skit, like a continuation of the Cash Money concert and shit like that. Track number 16, 400 Degreez. That's like the title track. Very dope song. You know what I mean? Talking about just fire, man. That's all I gotta say. Track number 17, Juvenile on Fire. Love that joint right there. Love that joint, man. Love that beat, man. It's just ill. Like, back to 400 Degreez. Remember, I love how the way Juvenile said this. I sleep, eat shit, and talk rap. That shit was fucking bananas. Juvenile, he's one of my favorite MCs of all time, man. I mean, people don't really, he's very underrated. To me, he's the best member of Cash Money. I don't care what nobody says. Motherfuckers might say Lil Wayne, but I don't care. It was Juvenile that stuck out to me the most, man. It was something about him, like, it was his flow. I loved his voice, man. I loved his New Orleans accent. His production, his ear for beats was phenomenal, man. And like I said, he's the best member of Cash Money. Him and BG, like, my favorites. You know what I'm saying? So is Manny Fresh. So yeah. Juvenile on Fire, track number 17. Juvenile just went in on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Very dope. And the last track number 18, Ha remix featuring Jay-Z. Great way to end the album. Classic remix right there. Jay-Z fucking murdered this joint right here. I remember he said this, make your gas go brat, brat, brat. What your niggas at? Like, he just fucking killed this shit. You know, Jay around the time, he just released Volume 2, Hard Knock Life. It was a very big album. It was everywhere. Like, he was in his rawest form. Like, Hov was just body and shit. You know what I mean? Like, he was that fucking nigga, man. Juvenile did his thing as well, but Hov, man, his verse was just so ill. You know what I mean? Love that shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. By far. Hold on a second, y'all. I'll fix this now. Alright. Here it is. Okay. By far. It's a fucking classic album, man. Fucking love this album. Definitely in my top 10 of 1998. A lot of people hate Cash Money, but this is the album that just made Cash Money what it is. If it wasn't for this album, we would not know who Cash Money are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. It's the production is flames. I mean, the lyrics might be braggadocious, but it still shits on half this mumble rap shit that's out today. And motherfuckers like to call Juvenile a mumble rapper, which he ain't. Like, when you listen to Juvenile, listen to this album, you can actually understand what the fuck Juvie is talking about. To me, he's one of the best MCs to come out the South. I don't care what nobody says, man. I mean, like, yeah, man, like, this right here is a fucking classic. Definitely his magnum opus, Juvie's best album, man. I mean, this album, oh my god, I mean, the album cover might look corny, but it doesn't take away the fact that this album is classic rotation. I mean, don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely this is Cash Money's crown jewel, the crowning achievement, the best album come out of Cash Money. You know what I'm saying? This BG's Chopper Scene in the Ghetto, man. Like, them shits right there is fire, but this is what stood out to me the most. You know what I mean? A lot of people like compare this to Master P's Ghetto D. As much as I love this album, but Ghetto D fucking shits on Cash Money in this album any other fucking day. And I love this album, don't get me wrong, but it's the truth, man. I mean, like, yeah. Like, his second album, his fourth album, the G Code, which came out a year later, 99. Another dope album right there. That joint right there is flames. But a lot of people did not really like that album because they thought that it was not an improvement from it wasn't 400 Degreez. Motherfuckers, like, you can't please nobody nowadays. Like, listen to the album, man. That picked up right where 400 Degreez left off in my eyes. That album's just is right. It goes neck to neck, but 400 Degreez is overall the better album. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely love the G Code. You know what I mean? That was the album right there. It's fire. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is a down south classic, a dirty south masterpiece, New Orleans banger, one of the best albums come out of the Cash Money label, one of the best albums. Yeah, I don't care what nobody says. One of the best hip hop albums of the 90s, man. Fuck that shit. So yeah, if you're a fan of Juvenile, if you're a fan of Cash Money, Southern hip hop from late 90s hip hop, or you're just a fan of hip hop in general, fan of that dirty south shit, this is the album for you. This is Juvenile, 400 Degreez, released in 1998. Must cop, definitely a classic. Yeah, y'all. That was it for the video. Give me your thoughts in comment box as always. Hope y'all enjoyed. Salute.